revolutionized the computer industry and made himself a multi-millionaire before the age of 30. This computer entrepreneur had a knack for directing innovation, seeing what was needed and making it available.
It combines the best of both worlds.
Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, started to sell personal computers assembled in his garage in 1976. His partner was Steve Wozniak, the man also given credit for starting the PC revolution. That was the seed of Apple computers. Steve Jobs left Apple in 1985 after losing a corporate power struggle and started the Next Corporation. He changed the face of entertainment after buying Pixar Animation Studios and is now the largest shareholder in Disney. Then he returned in 1996 when Apple bought Next. Steve Jobs soon became Apple's chief executive officer and injected a new energy into the company, releasing products like the colorful iMac computer and the now iconic iPod music device. Steve Jobs is both admired and criticized for his skills of persuasion and brilliant salesmanship. His ability to entrance an audience is particularly evident at events like his keynote speeches. In 2001, Apple introduced the iPod. The MP3 player's combination of sound quality and unique click-wheel user interface made the iPod one of the most successful consumer electronics products in history. More than 100 million were sold within 5.5 years, along with 1.5 billion songs from Apple's iTunes online store. Sleek and shiny, the iPod downloaded and played thousands of MP3 files, at first only from Apple computers, but in a year from IBM compatibles as well. In what has been called the most brilliant salesmanship of his career, Jobs persuaded every major record company to sell Apple the rights to market their songs on the internet. In 2003, Apple opened the online store iTunes. Steve Jobs' vision was to sell more iPods, and by 2004, iPod was the world's dominant portable music player, with iTunes owning 70% of the market of downloaded music. Jobs opened a chain of Apple retail stores where customers could try out the computers, with tech-savvy salespeople ready to help. It was a big risk, but the idea was that if people had the opportunity to use Apple's goods, they would find them worth a higher price than competing brands. It worked. The stores began turning a profit. Originally for music only with a monochrome screen, color screens, photos, and video were soon added to the iPod. In 2007, Apple entered the cellular phone business with the introduction of the iPhone, a multi-touch display cell phone, iPod, and internet device. In the history of the cellular industry, no phone has ever created as much buzz as the Apple iPhone, with people camping out to buy one and traders extending hours to accommodate customers. More than 20 million iPhones were purchased in the following 2 years, certainly justifying the enthusiasm. Steve Jobs is the poster child of the Silicon Valley entrepreneur. From high school electronics nerd to the driving force behind Apple and principal of the computer revolution. Jobs has always emphasized the importance of design and the crucial role aesthetics play in public appeal. Developing products that are both functional and elegant has earned him a devoted following. After being driven from Apple in failure, Steve Jobs had an astonishing comeback, reclaiming the top job. With the extraordinary success of the iPod, the iPhone, and now the iPad, Steve Jobs has been hailed the greatest innovator of the digital age.